There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another random DOS game show. And Micro Illusions presents Romantic Encounters at the Dome by Lee Thomas. So, I'm doing this entirely live. Let's hope it isn't what I think it is. And we'll proceed from there. Oh, psychological services from somebody with a PhD. So maybe this isn't smut. Let's give it a go. So we have a choice at the beginning, male, female, guest, or other, which is incredibly progressive, I guess, for the time this was released. Maybe it's some sort of fantasy thing where you can just say, I'm a dinosaur, actually. I don't tend to comment on these sort of things, so let's be honest and just say we're male. Checking for authorization. So we have to sign in. Nice little bit of ASCII artwork there. Lawnie. Very nice to have you here at the Dome. Lawnie, there are encounters waiting for you at Mezzanine Bar, Floor 3, Penthouse, and Parking Level. So there's a help button that you can press with H or H, depending on how you say it. So let's do that. Try walking to the reception. Try walking to reception. It's not far, alright? Yes. Okay, so at first, we must proceed to the reception area. Walk to reception. Random generator on. Processing. Entrance to reception. Your life inside the Dome will be controlled by random factors of time, fate, your input, and temperament. At your special moment in time, please select return. So it's randomly generating stuff here. And when we hit return, the randomly generated algorithms that are generating in the background will be set. Or we can avoid fate and time and assume really false godlike powers over our destiny. Now, let's go for random because this is the Random DOS Game Show. Okay, you definitely heard me hit return there. Good grief, that was loud. Nearly hurt my fingers. Okay, so we got a map. We've got help. You enter a large 2-story room, sparkling with bright reflected light and looking like someone invited all the business conventioneers in town to the Dome for the evening. The place looks loaded. You wonder why they're all hanging around reception instead of heading for the bars. Okay, so there appears to be a stuff going on. Just a perception of various things, and something that says impulse on. So let's hit help again. Impulse means impulse scan. It's currently on and feeding you with fragmentary sensations about you and your environment. The impulses are forever changing. By pushing return, you follow the impulse. So if we want, we can just sort of follow our own instincts and see where they lead. That sounds interesting. The map provides a guide to let you know where you are. It will also be available at various times throughout the program so that you can get your bearings. Well, that's nice. So impulse is on, and we're just cycling through, surveying the situation, men joking, laughing. We'll look at the map in a minute. There. She works here, and I hit enter. Okay. An incredibly thin woman of 21 approaches with hostess labeled to her uplifted breasts. Uh-oh. Her narrow dark eyes look into yours, offer an intimate secret. Her tongue moisturizes her lips over the occasion. Uh-oh. Finally, a glass of complimentary champagne is offered. As the woman responds to an outbreak of laughter, you wait for her greeting. You take the glass of champagne. Monsieur Lawnie, as a member of the Dome staff, I would like to welcome you to the Dome. Worst French accent ever. Sacre bleu. She sees you looking her over, watches you without self-consciousness, complimented by your eyes. When you are finished, she skillfully conveys a sense of longing for someone as special as you. Then she quickly turns away in an attempt to control the power of her feelings. Please don't have too good a time. The voice has a tinge of jealousy to it. She smiles gently, then moves off. Hey, I think that's Lawnie. The youthful female voice is coming from nearby. It continues to buzz. He had an affair with Jenny's mother. It was like this basement thing with moans coming up the air shaft. I mean, like, is that really gross, flaming desire or what? Okay, you remember the woman, the basement, the desire, okay? May I be of help? An inquiring hostess, another one, is directly on your right. She has the name Maggie listed on her name tag. Actually, she looks like the schoolteacher type, until she jerks her head slightly to the left and the front of her dress parts enough to reveal, okay, I get the idea. Her lips purse and a silent whistle, both her eyes meet and share and store the memory of the event. The moment dissolves away slowly until you suddenly remember the lady has asked you if you want help. Let's just consult the map instead. So there we are, flashing. And in this game, it could be literally flashing. We got the hostess station, information elevators, directory, bulletin. Okay. No. You casually make your way towards a small bulletin board, framed in plain silver and resting on a tall oak easel. It is surrounded by small, delicate palms. Okay? It's easier for me to understand your intentions if you give me input first. That's what's very true. You right. Okay. Let's have a look at the map. So we've decided to just completely ignore the woman and head towards the bulletin board. So let's go to information. Try looking, viewing, examining, reading. Oh, okay. Read bulletin. There. Announcements. The Dome is proud to announce a £5,000 plus room and board scholarship to 20-year-old Darby Conroy to pursue her budding career as a painter. Okay, so it's a list of women that we can flirt with. Okay. Staff positions. Okay. So we could try and make it as staff, and then the doors of a glass elevator open before you. You enter, then turn, and don't see a control panel. You wonder where they could have hit the panel. You start to feel a little silly about not being able to operate an elevator. You wonder what will happen if someone else enters and sees you standing around in here confused. Yeah, let's just randomly wait in an elevator, or as we British people would call it, a lift. It's not often I refer to myself as British, but yes I am. A tiny Japanese girl enters, smiles at you, understands, tells you that lots of people have had your problem. She goes to the wall where the panel would normally be, lightly touches the surface. A soft, soothing female voice prompts, please select the floor of your choice. What if I wanted to stay there and hit on the elevator voice? In my line of work, I actually use a lift, and it is voiced, and it is the most dire thing possible. It's loud, it's very poor, and we wish we could shut her up, but we can't. Let's select the floor of our choice. Floor 5. Restricted. Access by penthouse or mezzanine encounters. Right. Let's go to floor 3. Okay. Oh, look at that. We've got a little elevator animation. Waiting for 2 men to get out. As you step off the elevator, you are confronted by a pretty black lady who greets you with a smile, then gestures with her clipboard for you to follow her. Let's have a look at... Oh, I just hit N. Okay, I guess we're following her. I meant to hit M, but I hit N because I'm a klutz. After a short walk down a wide corridor, she leads you into a room that would be considered austere if it were not for the lavish use of many different kinds of plants, many of them flowering. Please sit down. You are being offered the large modern chair at the centre of the room. The chair actually is a more comfortable looking dentist's chair. suspended on a pedestal. Okay. Once you're seated, the hydraulics automatically adjust to your comfort, having been pre-programmed for the best weight distribution. Is that going to be all right? Your smile is the answer she wanted. Then she turns and quickly walks away from the room. The lights become slightly subdued. A screen becomes illuminated in front of you. The first thing you see is some introductory stuff about romantic encounters and what they're all about, which hardly holds your attention. Then, test selection. Uh-oh. Let's see my capacity for love, huh? Love capacity testing is a way of testing your ability to act successfully in starting a relationship with members of the opposite sex. You will be given a situation and then asked for responses. At the end of a test, you will be given your results, based in the preparations of Dome staff psychologists. So this is what they had the PhD in for, to do this bit. Start your test experience when ready. Love capacity. So just hit start. Oh, office encounter. Uh-oh. Not going to happen with me, I tell you. A new woman named Crystal, who has been hired as receptionist for your company. Has been hired. You find her very attractive and you'd like to go out with her. Whenever you arrive in the morning or pick up your messages from her, she greets you very warmly. You think there's a little something extra in that greeting, but you're not sure. In a brief conversation with her, she tells you she is studying nights to become a lawyer. You try to get more friendly with Crystal by, and it's multiple choice. Telling her that lawyers make a lot of money. Law is a good thing to get into for that reason. You casually explain you have some influential friends. You tell her you very much admire a beautiful woman who also has her eyes on an interesting career. You tell her with her looks and personality it's a shame she has to work her way through school. Someone else should be paying the bills. Money. You finally decide that enough warming up exchanges have gone on between you and Crystal. It's time to ask her out. One thing that concerns you, however, is the fact that you saw another man pick her up from work the night before. Now you ask her if she's going with someone, or can have another guy, or can another guy get a chance by getting to know her better. Trying to ace out the other guy by telling her how much money you make. Decide to withhold your concerns about the other guy from Crystal. You tell her you've enjoyed the little exchanges. Okay. Jokingly, charmingly tell her you're available for a date. I'm not worried about the other guy. Crystal wants to go out with us Saturday night. Not entirely sure if she can make it. Tentative plans. We can imply that she has a date. You understand that people make plans, or then decide if right. Best thing you might be able to schedule a night. 4. Eventually, you find a time for a date that is mutually acceptable. Okay, so it's just continuing to choose your own answer kind of thing. I think I'm gonna leave it here because I've had enough of it. I was expecting this to just be one of those where I had to sort of abandon it because of, too much inappropriate content, but it didn't turn out to be that way. When I saw the PhD, I thought, right, are they joking, or is this actually going to be a sort of psychological deep delve into human mating processes? And lo and behold, it sort of was, with the sort of pretext of there being like a sort of penthouse and elevator and all kinds of other stuff. So if you like these sort of chance encounter things where you talk to virtual women or virtual guys as a woman or as something else, you could be a dinosaur, maybe, then yeah, this is interesting. But, I have no great desire to have a text-based relationship with a woman in a DOS game. So it's not really for me, is it? It was more than I was expecting of it, so that's something, I guess. And if you like me talking about random DOS games, I do it all the time. Feel free to take a look at the hundreds of other videos on my channel, and if you like what you see there, you can always subscribe. And if you have been wowed by my incredible answers, you're probably one of my wonderful patrons and members. Look at those great names. They would be able to charm every single person in this game, thanks to their stunning personalities. So yeah, I probably could have played this longer, just out of curiosity, but there's only so much fun you can get out of something like this. Until next time.